Good morning. Welcome to Senior Insights. My name is Cynthia, and we're having our board meeting today. It's Saturday. We meet every Saturday and discuss the progress or issues or concerns that we have or I have from the previous week, because I think it's important for you folks to know what's actually going on in your company. So, unfortunately or fortunately, because we've been doing so many videos and getting together so many times, we've actually discussed a lot of the things that I would ordinarily discuss at the board meeting. So that presented me with a little bit of a dilemma. However, you know me, I figured it out. It doesn't take me too long. There are a couple of things that really struck me about some of the comments. I'm saving those mostly for the scoop on Monday, but I have somebody suggested, when I did the whole thing about getting off Coke and I like the caffeine and all this, somebody suggested maybe you should switch to matcha tea. And I said, what the heck is matcha tea? Has anyone ever heard of matcha tea? I'm about to tell you, so get your pen and paper out. I'm going to have to look down because I didn't want to print it out because it's just on my phone, and I'll try to ad-lib, but every so often I'll have to look down, so excuse me for that. It's green tea. It's a type of green tea that is finely ground into a powder, making it highly rich and concentrated in antioxidants. So some of the benefits of matcha tea are that they contain high levels of catechins, which may help protect against cell damage and reduce inflammation. Well, we need to protect brain cell damage, right? So maybe we should all be drinking matcha tea. Let's see. It also has caffeine, so it can provide a sustained energy boost without the jitters. That person was right. Maybe that's what I need instead of Coke. And here's another one. It promotes relaxation. It contains L-theanine, which is an amino acid that can help relaxation and reduce stress. Now, every single person on this channel, in this community, needs to consider matcha tea, because we're all stressed. We all have anxiety. We're all a little nuts. So there's several ways to prepare it. There's a traditional ceremony. It's traditionally a Japanese tea ceremony where it's whisked into a specific bowl to create a frothy, smooth texture. Modern uses, matcha is used in lattes, smoothies, baked goods, and other recipes. I have to confess, I don't even know what a latte is. If I go to Starbucks, I cannot figure out what to order on the menu because I don't know. So those baristas, they deserve credit because you have to be kind of smart to do these things. Okay, so there's different types of matcha. There's the ceremonial grade, which is a high quality, and it's used in the traditional tea ceremonies. Premium grade is suitable for daily consumption and cooking. I wonder how you cook with it. Culinary grade is often used in recipes and cooking. Matcha has gained popularity worldwide for its potential health benefits and versatility in recipes. So I didn't go any further than that. I could have looked up, the recipes and all that, but I just thought, well, I'll share with everybody what matcha tea is in case there's somebody out there like me who doesn't know what matcha tea is. So now you know, and you can look up further. I bet this stuff on YouTube, and of course, if you question AI, through ChatGPT and all those other ones, there's several. I can't think of them right now. I do use them occasionally. That's where I got that information. I have to confess. So that was something that I felt like I wanted to talk about because I didn't know what it was. Then I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on the dog pictures at the end of the scoop, or the pet pictures. And someone did request that I try and make the picture on the screen longer. Well, I wasn't aware that I could do that, but I am aware now, and starting on Monday, you should see more prolonged pictures. Okay? So you'll be able to enjoy them a little bit more. Somebody wanted to know if they could have some ice cream. Well, I gave you all a bite of ice cream the other day. So no, you can't have another bite of ice cream because I only have a little bit left, and then I'm going to have to make some more. Now, I was thinking about making chocolate or giving it a whirl with the strawberry, or then I talked about blueberries. But then somebody said that they love maple walnut and they make it in their ice cream maker. I love maple walnut. I forgot that I love maple walnut. So maybe that's what I'll do. You'll have to stay tuned for that. And other people asked if I would show how to make my ice cream. It's really, I don't think it's worth a video. I have an ice cream maker. It's a Cuisinart ice cream maker. It has a canister in it, and you have to freeze the canister for several hours before you use the ice cream maker. It comes with recipes. You just throw all the stuff in the ice cream maker and let it go for 20 to 25 minutes, and you have ice cream. So it's basically just following a recipe and turning the button. It's not one of the hand crank things. Can you imagine me doing that? I would never do that. I would love it. I love the whole concept of it, and I have a friend who's in that women's group, and they bring out the ice cream maker for every 4th of July and every family gathering that they have. So I think that that's really a nice tradition. But for somebody like me, who lives alone, who just decided one day she needed an ice cream maker, this is how I do things. Used it twice, never used it again, brought it out, didn't freeze the canister before I made the first batch of ice cream, and it came out awful liquid. So I don't think I'd do the crank with the salt and all that stuff. No. Not happening here. Here's another thing. Someone suggested that we all come to the meeting buck naked. Butt naked. Someday we're going to talk about nakedness and nudity. Not now, though. I don't think I could handle that. Things have been going too smoothly. I've had a lot of suggestions on alternate names for the scoop. I'm not going to change the name of the scoop, but I will share with you the suggested names because some of them are really cute. But I think the scoop is it. I do have my cards. I went to the post office the other day and I did receive some cards. Now I'm having a little bit of a mental struggle with the card thing because I'm kind of showing them off and I'm bragging and all that. It feels a little uncomfortable. I love the cards. I love the cards. And there's a major part of me that says you need to show them. And everyone will get pleasure out of it. But there's another part of me that says, does it make people feel bad because they're not sending me a card? That's fine. You don't have to. I don't need them. I like them, but I don't need those cards. Am I like showing off because I'm so famous and popular? I don't know. So these are all of the things that I'm struggling with, but I have the cards and I haven't made a decision and I haven't had your input from the board. So I am going to show the cards that I got in the mail. So we'll see how that goes and what you think about that. But I am so excited to talk about this next thing. I had a red shirt on yesterday. Remember? Well, this is the blue one that I bought too. I bought a red and a blue one. They were $4 each. I bought them at Ocean State Job Lots. And when I put that red one on, it was like clinging to all the wrong spots. And so yesterday I said, well, when I go grocery shopping, I'm going to change because I don't want to go out in public. But I did go out in public. And the blue one, for some reason, doesn't seem, it's still clinging, but it doesn't seem like so revealing. If this wasn't mixed company, I would tell you it was revealing, but I'm not going to. You can guess. So where was I going with it? Oh, one of the comments, I got tons of comments telling me how wonderful I looked in red. Red is your color. You know, it's just a change up from what I usually wear. I think that that's really what it is. But somebody wrote, "A Lady in Red." Do you remember that song? So that got me thinking. I couldn't remember who wrote "A Lady in Red." I remembered it, and I remembered that I loved it. But I couldn't remember who wrote it. So what I did was I looked up who wrote it, and then I requested that Alexa play his songs. I have been listening to his songs.
Shuffling Chris de Burgh on Amazon Music.
Alexa, stop music. She picks up on everything, and I was whispering. Anyway, I listened all morning to these songs, and I am in such a good mood. He is, let me tell you a little bit about him. Once again, I'm going to have to look up and down, but you'll have to get over it. His name is Chris de Burgh, and he's a British-Irish person. And he wrote Lady in Red as a tribute to his wife, Diane. Her name is Diane. The reason he wrote it is he was looking at her and he couldn't remember what she had on when he first met him. And so that moment of reflection led to a song that captures the feeling of someone you love in a whole new light, almost as if for the first time. How romantic is that? That is so cool. Are any of you romantics, or you used to be, or you were in love, and it was just such a nice, wonderful, pleasant feeling? If not, if you didn't have that, if you haven't experienced that, I'm sorry. But we're going to continue with this thing. He wanted to highlight how we often and how easily we overlook the simple beauty in our partners. I guess you could extend it to our friends, our family members and stuff, especially after many years together. I thought that was like, oh, so awesome. So the melody is slow, it's romantic, and it's understated. It has warm vocals, much in line with the 1980s ballads. He's considered a ballad singer. He does some country, but mostly he does romantic ballads. I didn't know this. So I thank the person who said Lady in Red. That was Karen. she said. All she said was Lady in Red, and that triggered me, and because I had fond memories of the song. So let's see. It was released in 1986 on the album Into the Light. And it's a song about truly seeing the person you love and being struck by their beauty, even years later. It was #1 in the UK, and it was #3 on the US Billboard Hot 100. It's romantic, it has an emotional presence, and it has timeless beauty in everyday life. This is the famous lyric, and I can't quote any other lyrics because of copyright laws, and I don't want to get in trouble because I am goody two-shoes. But the lady in red is dancing with me, cheek to cheek. Lady in red. I can't sing it. In the video, and in the video, the music video that he did, it's all highlighted by red tones and red lighting. A lot of people play it at their weddings. And another interesting thing is that he had a hard time getting it accepted on the radio stations. They thought it was like too soft, too mushy and stuff. So, anyway, let me see what else I can tell you about it. It became his signature song, even though he had a big collection of songs, and I can attest to that because I listened to a lot of them this morning. It sparked both intense adoration and a bit of controversy. Some critics found it too sentimental, but millions of fans embraced its romantic simplicity. Do you ever dance around your house when you're all alone? A lot of people do. They put on peppy music while they're cleaning or something, or they sing along because no one's there to watch you. Well, I don't really do that, but you know who does is Tracy, and her channel is, I can't think of the name, Wild West with Tracy or something like that. She's a woman, she's 55 years old, she has a great channel, you should try and look her up. She does a dance at the end of every single one of her videos, and it's really fun to watch her dance. She just dances. Well, I like to float. Do you know what floating is? It's kind of like meditating. You can levitate. No, you get into the song like you're listening to Ladies in Red. You close your eyes. I'm not going to get up and float, but I do it standing up. And you just float. And you just listen to the song. And you experience all those feelings, all those romantic feelings. And if you're fortunate enough to float with a partner, you know, you can touch cheeks, rub backs, but if you're fortunate enough to be by yourself, you can just float around the whole room. I'm just floating around my chair, but it is so nice. I think that it is actually a form of meditation or mindfulness. You know, we talk about mindfulness a lot. I think the concept that Chris, wrote this song to edify his wife of many years and recognize that she's beautiful. And I don't know, it's just so romantic. So you have to practice floating. Just practice it. No one will see you. Well, you're seeing me, but I'm not floating around the room. But if I was really floating, that's what I would be doing. I'd be going all through the kitchen, through the living room, through the bedroom. I'd just be floating. and I would be feeling so good. And then that brought back memories of dancing with my husband. We used to love to dance. We used to rock and roll, and he used to twirl me around and all that. I know it's hard to imagine. It's hard to imagine for me too. But the slow dances, oh my goodness, I love them, especially if there was a romantic song. And we'd be dancing, and we'd be whispering things into each other's ears, and we'd sneak a kiss every now and then. And I'm gonna be crying in a minute. But it was so nice. I miss those times, don't you? If you were fortunate enough to have them. Some people have curmudgeons for spouses and they won't dance or they won't, whatever. But I just remember that. It was so nice. Okay, enough of that schmoozy stuff. Well, maybe no, it's not quite enough. I want to ask you some questions. So think about who inspired Chris de Burgh to write The Lady in Red. Well, we've already talked about that. What year was the song released? We talked about that too, so if you weren't listening, you better rewind. 1986. What album was the song from? I didn't even hear it. I didn't even know who this man was. I knew the song Lady in Red, but I'd never heard this name. It's not a familiar name to me. But the album was Into the Light. What musical style does it fall into? It falls into romantic ballads, emotional, timeless beauty in everyday life. Isn't that a nice concept? This is exactly what we talk about all the time, noticing everything. My little medicine packet with the feathers in it, just taking a walk and just looking at one small thing and seeing it like for the first time, seeing every vein in the leaf, every aphid on the leaf, every brown spot, every water piece of dew. It's just so cool. So the timeless, what chart position did the song reach in the UK? It's number 1 in the UK. What position was it in the top 100 in the United States? Number 3. What is the most quoted lines from the song? The lady in red is dancing with me, cheek to cheek. And then here's another one it's worthy of printing. If any of you have one of those crickets, you should do this. I've never seen you looking so lovely as you did tonight. Oh, makes me want to float again. It's taking my breath away. Honestly, I'm not kidding. I'm overcome with like these romantic feelings that I haven't had in a long time. Just the intimacy, the closeness, the floating, the beauty. You're so lovely. Cheek to cheek. I'm getting misty-eyed, I'm telling you. It's so beautiful. The lady in red. So I think really what the basic timeless love song is meant to be is to remind you to really look at the people that you love. Sometimes what is right in front of us is the most beautiful of all. And we don't even get it. We don't even know. Can you believe that? So I think I'm going to wear red more often because it might trigger that song again. When I'm done with the board, because I have the afternoon off, because I disinvited you to the scoop on Saturdays and Sundays, I might come up with some little video to put out, but it's highly unlikely. But I might. I've been known to do things like that. So, kind of keep an eye open, but I can't promise anything. So his name is Chris de Burgh. Chris de Burgh. Ask Alexa to play his songs. If you don't have it, I don't know, buy a tape. Something. Because it's worth listening to. It's worth the cozy, warm, cuddly feelings that you get. I was just going to say something that probably wouldn't go over good, so I'm not going to. But I will see you tomorrow for a regular morning chat. Bring somebody. Share these videos. We're just laying stagnant here. Please like and consider subscribing if you're new. We would love to have you. This is the best community around, bar none. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.